Welcome to the 360 training tutorial, Course Configuration Templates 2, Basic Configurations. In this tutorial, we will explain course configuration templates, which are sets of rules that tell your course how to behave. We will cover creating a new course configuration template using the Course Configuration Template Wizard, which will include the areas of course policy, course completion criteria, assessment policies, and more. As we encounter each area while progressing through the wizard, we will explain the settings within that area. Let's get started. We will approach this from the perspective of a new LCMS account holder who has one course built and ready to configure. Here is the course. It has content on the scenes and assessments attached to learning objectives already. With the course route selected, click the Course Configuration tab to access the Course Configuration Template area. Click the Course Configuration Template drop-down. As you can see, there is only one template existing in this account. That template is named Default, and it comes with every account. The settings of the default template will allow you to click through your course, but not much else. This course already has learning objectives in place for quizzes and a final exam. And it has a course evaluation attached, but none of that shows up. So we need to create a new course configuration template with the correct settings for this course. The ability to add or edit course configurations is a permission that is enabled in the Author Groups area. Let's go check that out. Click the Author Groups icon on the top toolbar. Double-click the Admin group, then click the Permissions tab. Here is the Permissions setting. Add Course Configuration Template. If this permission is off, then all the settings on the Course Configuration tab will be grayed out for that user. So if you see a screen like this when you access course configurations, then you need to enable that permission. The primary account holder will always have the ability to edit this permission. So let's get started with customizing our course configuration template. Rather than directly editing the default template, we will create a new template. Click Add Course Configuration Template. The Course Configuration Template Wizard displays. The steps to this wizard correspond to the configuration areas of the template. First, we name the template. For this demonstration, we are creating a template that will be unique to this course, so we will name it the same as the course name and ID. Then click Next. The second area is the Course Policy area. This controls some of the general course settings. Note that for this tutorial, we will be skipping over a number of settings to focus on the most used ones. So let's begin. If you enable Show End of Course Scenes, it will cause a scene to display at the very end of your course. This scene will contain the text you type in the End of Course Instructions field here. You would enable this if you need to give the learner further instructions of what to do when they finish the course. Next, if you want your course to be timed, that is, you want to require the learner to stay on each scene for a required minimum time, make sure Enforce Timed Outline is enabled. Note that this is a restrictive setting. Then, on each scene, you will need to enter the number of seconds in the duration field. Or, right-click the course route and run the Calculate Scene Duration command. This command will calculate the number of seconds per scene based on the text on that scene and the words per second you specify. If no scene durations have been specified, the Enforce Timed Outline setting will have no effect. A related setting is Course Flow. First-time linear will require the learner to visit each scene of the course in order, while unlimited will allow the learner to browse to any scene in the course at will, using the menu button. Below is the self-explanatory setting, Allow user to review course after completion, meaning the learner will be able to continue accessing the course after they have completed it. These three settings allow you to set your course in ways ranging from very restrictive to unlimited access. Next, There are some optional settings in Course Policy. If you have included a course evaluation in your course, you need to enable the Course Evaluation setting and choose when it should display. After post-assessment is recommended. You may also allow the learner to rate the course. This will cause a course rating screen to display immediately before the evaluation. The rest of the settings in this area are both optional and advanced. Click Next. The course completion area determines the completion criteria of the course. Post-assessment attempt, post-assessment mastery, and quiz mastery are most commonly used for this purpose. The rest of the settings are specialized instances. Later, we will discuss the disclaimer option as a course completion criteria. If no completion criteria is specified, then the course will be marked complete instantly upon the learner's first access. Click Next. The next three areas are the assessment policy areas, where you specify the rules for the pre-assessment, quiz, and post-assessment policies. These areas were covered in depth in the last tutorial. Please review the tutorial Course Configuration Templates Assessment Policies for full information. For now, we will just quickly enable the quiz and post-assessment policies and make some quick adjustments. Special post-assessment validation is custom to 360training.com. Skip over this step. If you enable learner identity validation, it will require the learner to answer questions based on their learner profile information at specified time intervals during the course to prove it really is the learner who is taking the course. In the Time Between Questions field, enter time in seconds. 1200 seconds, or every 20 minutes, is a fairly typical interval. You can adjust these numbers, but if the student fails to answer in 30 seconds or answers incorrectly 3 times, the course will lock. Click Next. The disclaimer option causes a screen to appear directly before the post-assessment. The screen will contain the text you enter here and a button marked I agree. The learner will be required to click this button before they can continue in this course. This option also functions as a course completion criteria. The course will not mark complete until the learner has clicked I agree on this page. Click Next. Maximum seat time enforcement allows you to limit the amount of time a learner can spend in the course per day. Enabling it will cause a timing screen to display immediately after each course launch. If the time is exceeded, the course will lock for the day. Click Next. Minimum seat time requirements allow you to specify a minimum amount of time the learner must spend in the course before they can take the final exam. The course will display an Exam Locked screen if the learner tries to access the final before the minimum time has been attained. Click Next. Finally, the Instructor Information option will add a clickable link to the Course Player UI. Enter information into the text box. And when the learner clicks on the link in the Course Player, a pop-up browser window displays the information you entered. That is the end of the wizard. Click Finish. The Course Configuration Template Name field updates to the new template name. On the Course Configuration tab, click Save. Now, if you need to make any edits to the template, you can make them directly in the areas here. For instance, we will change the time for the validation questions to just 120 seconds, so the validation screen will show up in the upcoming demo. Then click Save, and our edit is saved. We will change the value back to 1200 later. Now let's see the effect our configurations have on the course. First, we must publish the course for the changes to take effect outside of the LCMS, since we want to launch the course from the LMS. You can see most of the configuration changes in the LCMS course preview, but there are a few, such as course rating, that will only show up when the course is launched from the LMS. Here is the account of a learner who has been enrolled in our course. Click the course name to launch the course. Note the maximum seat time screen. Click the Course Completion Report button to check out the course completion requirements we set. Here is the instruction information link, so we click that and get the pop-up. Our quizzes are showing up. Validation kicks in, so we answer the validation question. The disclaimer page shows up, and we click the I agree button. Oops, we arrived at the final exam too soon because of the minimum seat time requirement, so we pop back to review while we wait. The minimum time spent requirement message displays. We jump back, click the disclaimer again, and take the final exam. We pass and get the rating screen. Then we get the course evaluation and submit that. The end of course instructions display. And now the course is complete. The course configurations made a huge difference from what we saw before. We have successfully created a new course configuration template and applied it to the course. Thank you for watching this 360 Training LCMS Course Configuration Template demonstration. We hope you found the information helpful. For more information on course configurations, see the LCMS Training Manual module Understanding Course Configurations.